like Michael's mind is beginning to catch up with his body on the jet mic. That's a great answer. Okay, let's go here to the next, the center.
I just got a real quick question. Could you comment on the 3 tests which any system that makes a claim of truth?
The 3 tests?
Yes, that you wrote in your book.
Yeah. There are generally 3 tests that are agreed to by any person who is discussing truth. Truth is primarily a property of propositions. You don't say, is that picture true? You would say, is that picture a true replication of whatever it is? But when you stand in a court of law and you say, I wasn't at that place at that particular time, they will ask you if it is true, and that your proposition be examined. Logical consistency, empirical adequacy, and experiential relevance. Logical consistency, empirical adequacy, experiential relevance. Those are the 3 tests for truth. Now, some will take you through 1 or 2 others, I don't need to get into. It gets too complicated, but the generally submitted claims in a court of law or in any test of truth, is this argument logically consistent? Is there an empirical way to verify what is being stated? And is there an experiential relevance to what is being asserted if we are talking about the existence of God? I was at the University of Iowa where a woman stood up and said, whoever told you our answer that we needed to be coherent, that life needed to be coherent? And she went on a tirade, she cupped her mouth and was yelling from the back of the auditorium. Where did you get this from, that life needed to be coherent? Is this not another one of those Western ideas we're thrusting on the rest of the world? So I just let her talk for a moment. And then I said, I just have one question for you. When I'm answering you, do you want my answer to be coherent, or may I be incoherent? See, this is the curse of postmodernism. They want to be incoherent, but when they're questioning you on the existence of God, they want you to be coherent to meet their test of truth. Logical consistency, empirical adequacy, experiential relevance. Those are the 3 tests I think you're talking about. Correct? Okay. Yeah.
Anything to add? It's better to keep your mouth shut. Open it and remove all doubt.
But one other point, the 2 other aspects that they actually talk about is undeniability. Something you cannot deny, which in the process of denying you actually affirm. Another funny story from University of Florida in Gainesville. A fellow stood up and said, how do I know that I exist? It was very funny. These boys said they go to school, they pay their fees, they come to a meeting, and they says, you feel like saying, let me throw and see if it'll connect. And so I just said to him, Professor Nathan at the University of New York was asked that question, so how do I know that I exist? Professor Nathan said, and who shall I say is asking?
All right. Over here to the left.